I think we broke a record, 18 plus podcast, but I think that the content and the value and the stuff that we talk about was fantastic.
The value that I gained from just listening to our interviewees is absolutely incredible for them.
Hello, me folks. Welcome back to the MeatsPad podcast. Dr. Bass, we're wrapping up the 77th RMC here in Oklahoma City.
That's right. It's the 77th Reciprocal Meat Conference here in Oklahoma City, and the 60th year of the American Meat Science Association as an association on its own. And so that's pretty cool. Yeah.
I think we broke a record, 18 and plus, I think 18 plus podcast.
Wow.
Someone short, someone longer than others.
Yeah.
But I think that the content and the value and the stuff that we talk about is very insightful. The very last one, we don't need to say which one what it is because but it was fantastic.
Yeah.
You know what? I was very busy in doing with troubleshooting stuff in Mexico, and at some point, I may not have time to go, but I'm really glad that I came.
Yeah.
Some of those days that I got to work on this, and I guess everyone has a lot of stuff to do.
Yes.
In their daily life.
Yes.
Work, business, whatever. But I think it's like when you go to the gym and you don't want to go, but when you're there, like I'm glad I came. But
I don't go to the gym very often, but I do go for walks, and I like to be outside. And you're right. Sometimes you need to be motivated to take the time to step away from your day-to-day operation and experience something different. And especially, we're social creatures, humans. And we need this interaction, especially with folks of similar mindset, different background, different cultures in many ways. But this is our chance to share ideas. And man, I being here at the Reciprocal Meat Conference, I didn't get a chance to sit in on many of the talks in person, but the value that I gained from just listening to our interviewees is absolutely incredible. For those out there who are getting a chance to listen to the recordings or haven't yet, please do. I think they just keep getting better and better. Our guests keep getting better and better. The content is incredible. I think it's very valuable. It's always very relevant, I believe, as well. It's not just hot topics. Sometimes we're talking a little bit about that, but we try to make these talks. Yes, we essentially date them by saying 77th Reciprocal Meat Conference, but I think the content is going to live on for a long time. So and it's well worth it.
Colette, she keeps saying that you guys don't go to RMC because you're basically in your cave recording away.
Yeah.
But it's worth it.
We're at RMC. We're experiencing it. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. And you know what? Great thing about American Meat Science Association and their staff is they record all of the sessions. So even if you were in person in some of the talks, you may have missed others that you would have wanted. And so our membership has that opportunity. Go to meatscience.org. You can see the recordings once they're posted. Usually takes a month or two, but lots of content there. So.
It's funny because this year I was able to kind of connect, at least on the ones I did on my own. I tried to connect, and most of them, almost all of them, had two things in common: being transparent and communication.
Yeah,
and I know you can probably relate to that with some of the interviews that you had. Mm-hmm. But you can be in academia, you could be in industry, you can be in government. But how important that is to just communicate effectively with, it could be your student, it can be your boss, it could be, it can be your dad, kid,
and it could be a stranger. It could be somebody you've just met, It's important to still go out there, and it's scary sometimes to make those to have those deeper conversations. I know a number of the recordings that we did here in Oklahoma City, they went much deeper than we were expecting. It's not just technical content. We're starting to get a little bit more into philosophical discussions, but I do believe that that's very important for the listening audience, for ourselves, because you're building a deeper relationship with everyone as a result. You're getting closer as a human and as a person, and that's one of the best ways of building communication, I believe. The first time you meet somebody, you can have a superficial conversation, but it's the second and the third time where you've built that relationship, and it's just easier to connect and go into deeper conversation. Yeah. So, where are you headed to next in the world, Francisco?
I have some plans to go to Belize and Puerto Rico this summer. I'm trying to squeeze that in. But we're just trying to catch up with a lot of the things. I want to thank Colette and Deidre and all the staff team from MSA to again welcome us and having the opportunity to be in this wonderful room, being recording away. And I think next year, hopefully, we come back for the Ohio State University. It's going to be the 78th. Yep.
And it'll be in Columbus, Ohio. So I don't know the exact dates, but mark your calendar nonetheless. It'll be sometime in mid to late June in Columbus, Ohio. So start making those plans. It's going to be great. Ohio is a neat state. I have some connection from my previous occupation, my previous career to Ohio, and I'll be planning on spending a little bit of extra time just making connections back with old friends, and hopefully making a lot of new ones. I have a bit of travel coming up this summer as well. I just completed a trip to Ireland. In fact, as soon, Francisco, I'll tell the listening audience, as I was sitting on the plane getting ready to take off from Minneapolis, Francisco sent a note, and I said, "But I'll have to get back to you because I'm just about to take off." But met with some meat processors over there. They have a really neat meat system, very pasture run, so a lot of ruminants. Cattle, sheep are their main commodities. Of course, they raise chickens and pigs, but being an island nation, the grain goods are a little harder to come by, and so they really rely heavily on the regular rains that they get, the fertile fields, and the grasses they can produce. And I got to see some really beautiful carcasses as a result. Beef carcasses, lamb carcasses. Shout out to my new friend, Barry Fitzgerald, who has a butcher shop, family butcher shop and abattoir in County Cork, down in Southern Ireland. Just a great, generous individual. And I'll tell you, we have a lot of really good meat cutters in the United States, but it's something about the European butchers. They take it to another level of art and artistry, and the cuts you may recognize, but they're often presented in a little different fashion, and I appreciate that. And vice versa, if they're ever over, I try to share how we go about selling meat, and I think it's continues to be very important for us to go out and learn from others. And that's what the Reciprocal Meat Conference is, but that's what some of our travels allow us to do as well. So,
when are you going next?
To Ireland?
Yeah.
I don't know, boy. Anytime. I'll go back. I had a blast. I did drive on the other side of the road, on the left-hand side of the road, and that was actually I had a lot of fun doing that. It's definitely a mental challenge, because everything in your body wants you to drive on the other side of the road, as we do here on the right side of the road, as we do here in North America and most other countries in the world. But it was a fun experience. Got to see a number of different cattle operations. Didn't get to see much for the other livestock species, but cattle is a big part of their world. my next big trip is going to go down to Brazil, and so I'm going to go hang out with some of those cats and again see a completely different way of doing business.
ICOMS, right?
No, actually, so ICOMS is in Brazil this year, but I'm going down. There's a group of livestock veterinarians that want me to come down and talk about beef production in North America, and so that's what I do. I love doing it. I'll be there on behalf of the university. So
excellent.
Yeah.
Dr. Bass, another RMC.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Thank you again, MSA, for the opportunity. Thank you, Colette. Thank you, Deidre.
Yep.
Any final comments that you want to make?
I appreciate AMSA.
Go meet.
Go meet.
Thank you, guys.